Hey guys, you are talking to Ree, where I come to talk to you about what I have either watched on TV, read in the blogs, or heard in these streets. It is about what I've watched on TV. We are talking about 90 Day Fiancé, The Other Way, Season 4, Episode 6. Guys, this episode was super boring. It really gave me nothing. It gave us nothing. I literally fell asleep halfway through the episode. I then had to, when I woke up, rewind it to watch it again. Well, we're still going to go and review it because, as I said to you guys, I want to get more consistent. I love the feedback that you guys are providing on my videos. Continue to tell me your thoughts. I love it. I love to hear it. Continue to come around. As I said, we're going to grow this channel together. I'm loving you guys. I really am. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. There's more to come. Make sure you are liking. Make sure you are commenting. I want to hear more from you guys. So this is going to be a relatively short video. We're going to go ahead and get this completely out of the way. Okay, so let's get Debbie and Assam out of the way. They meet. The end. I'm so serious, guys. That's what happened. They meet. The end. There was nothing there for us to speak on. Period. There was nothing for us to speak on. Maybe next episode they'll give us a little bit more. We move on. Daniel and Johan. Okay, Johan comes to where Danielle was staying at. He discusses the whole miscarriage abortion things. Basically, long story short, the ex-girlfriend told him that it was a miscarriage, but then he finds out from a friend that it was actually an abortion. Okay, Danielle's just like, well, thank you for telling me that because, I just feel like we got to get back on a good foot. Honesty is very important to me. I don't know how she says that with a straight face, guys. Knowing good and well that she has lied about her finances. Knowing good and well that she has lied about filing papers for him. Knowing good and well that she has lied about her reasons for being in the Dominican Republic. And the longevity that she plans to remain. But honesty is important. You got his whole family thinking that you are setting him up to go back to the U.S. And you know that's not the case, but honesty is important. Danielle is a gaslighter. Danielle is looking for ways to... and I've said this before numerous times, but Danielle is just preparing herself for her exit. She is going to find a way to make this Johan's fault. I promise you. I promise you. Danielle is just using Johan as a long-term... like they say, like how some of the Americans will go down to these foreign countries and will deal with the men in a tourist town, just like her Dominican friend said. Danielle has just extended that dealing with Johan, okay? That's it. She's just getting her some good long strokes from this very tall man. She wants nothing permanently with him, and you can't convince me different. Okay, we move on. Let's get to my mood and Nicole. Y'all, I told y'all before, I'm sick of them. I really am sick of them. And I'm sick of saying, Nicole, go home. Long story short, they are to go shopping for cloths for Nicole's business because she wants to start up a business in Egypt. So she claims. He says to her, okay, put on the hijab. She refuses. She's like, listen, I'm not going to do it. As a matter of fact, I'm never going to do it. So you need to get that in your head. And he's like, wait, that is not what you told me. You told me that you would eventually come around to it. They're arguing back and forth about what each of them promised one another. You guys have no business being together. No business being together. He goes and he says, okay, you know what? I'm done with this. She starts packing. He says, you know what? Like, I changed my mind. Stick around a little bit. I wish that she didn't stop packing. Nicole, go home. Like, I'm so tired of her. Please go home. I'm tired of both of them at this point. Like, my mood, good and well. This girl is telling you she's never going to wear the cloths, this and that. And you're so very strong about your religion. At this point, what are you doing with her? Unless if you're trying to get your green card and you're trying to get down to the U.S. That's it. Because it makes no sense. Like, when you met her, she wasn't even in a hijab. When you met her, she was with that horrible bold cut. That horrible bold cut. So I'm trying to figure out how do we got here. But, yeah, we move on. So then we get to Isabel and Gabriel. Isabel and Gabriel go to the plastic surgeon because Gabriel wants to have his breast removed. Now, mind you, he has already gotten the lower part procedure done, right? And as the doctor was saying, hey, most people get the breast removed first and then the lower part. But he's just like, no, he did the opposite. Now, mind you, the doctor says that they don't really get too many people that he hasn't done too many trans people's breast surgeries, right? Breast reduction surgeries. Why is he still trying to go to this plastic surgeon? Like, I want us to address this, and this goes for anybody that is having any type of medical procedures. Go to an expert. Do not go to a rookie. Do not go to someone that doesn't specialize in it. Because when you do that, then you take the risk of having issues to come. And this is someone that is, as I said, strong in size, work in healthcare. Then you have the risk of things. He's already has spoken and he's had complications from his lower procedure implant. Right? We learned that they remove one of the nerves from his lower limbs and place it within the implant in order for him to have a sensation. And then they do all these other things as well. Like he has a long urethra and so forth. So I love the way that Gabriel was breaking down everything regarding the implant and what it entails and how it goes. And as far as the complications from it as well as the pros of it. I love that he decided to educate everyone, the viewers, all of us about that. I thought that was pretty awesome. We learned that Isabel has no complaints with it. She's like, listen, I love it. It's perfect. Like, it's just like I'm having sex with a biological man. Like, I'm no complaints whatsoever. He was talking about like maybe going bigger. She's like, you better not because you are not going to kill me. And I'm like, I hear that, girl, because listen, nobody wants some huge log, okay? Outside of porn stars. Those are the only ones that want a huge log. Nobody else wants a huge log, okay? We're not, sex is for enjoyment. So, that was pretty cool. Let me tell you one thing that I didn't appreciate. I did not appreciate that they are using now interpreters. We already know that Gabriel speaks Spanish. So why now are you putting out the interpreting app? It makes no sense for any of that as him and Isabel were talking. I'm so over 90 Day Fiancé and just them trying to add these extra touches of fakeness to storylines of people that we already know are not even really together. Like, we need a better vetting system, and not just to get people on the show, but to get people that really want to be together, because, 90 Days Fiancé has completely changed from where it was when the show first initially started, or even where it was just simply 2 years ago. Now it's just a bunch of people want to be on TV, and that's totally not fair to the viewers and to everyone else that's really looking at this process. But let's continue on. So we move on to Kris and Jamie. We are witnessing Kris going through drug withdrawal. You cannot tell me different. You cannot tell me different. And I want to be clear, this is all allegedly. This is all just my opinion, right? I do not know Kris directly. But my opinion, Kris was going through withdrawal, and this is what we're watching. Okay, it starts off with them at a furniture shop. And Kris, typical Kris, breaks another news, because as I said to you guys before, every day she comes with a new shocking thing to say to Jamie, which, and my thing is Jamie has an emotional reaction every time Kris shocks her with something else. Jamie, this is too stressful for you, baby girl. Too stressful. When Kris takes herself back to Alabama, block her number. Move from that apartment, go back to wherever you were staying at, and continue on with your life. That's all I'm asking of you, because this is too much. Kris goes and tells her that, listen, I got to get back to Alabama because I got to get there for court. Let me tell you something. Kris is one of the biggest liars. I'm sorry. And her lies are so poorly put together. But because Jamie is significantly younger than her and also from another country, she doesn't question what Kris is telling her. But for many of us, we can look and see Kris as a liar. First off, no court is just going to tell you at the last minute you have to be there, especially when you have a lawyer and all these things in place. That's just that. That's just not, it's not going to happen that way, especially if your presence is critical and important. You're not going to get that at just like the day or so before. But again, Jamie doesn't know that. She goes and she says to her, hey, you know what? So because I got to go, we got to postpone the wedding. See, that's the true tea right there. Jamie just doesn't want to get married. But Kris just doesn't want to get married. Kris had no intentions of marrying Jamie whatsoever. She came there, wanted to see her, spend a little time, have a little rendezvous with the young girl. And now it's like, I got to go back and deal with this and that. But I'm going to come back blah, blah, blah. Sure you are. But what we also see is that you're going through withdrawal and you can't wait to get yourself back out there to Alabama to deal with whatever it is that you're dealing with. She says that she's having like significant back and neck pain, and she just may be having that. But my question is what happened to those pills that you had, that you took from over the counter? Mind you, this is only your fourth day. You ran out of those pills that quick? Come on, guys. Kris is a functioning addict, and I use the term functioning very loosely. Very, very loosely. Because those pills that she's taking, that generic Vicodin, allegedly, that she is taking, is enough to knock you clean out. But because Kris has been taking these drugs for 20 years, that's why you're able to run out of Vicodin just within 2 days. Because you've only been there for 4 days and you got it on the second day. So you mean in 2 days, you ran out of all of those pills. Girl, Kris is going through withdrawal. That's what we're witnessing. And she knows good and well that it's going to look somehow of you telling Jamie to go back to the pharmacy to go and grab a whole nother set of pills. Especially on TV. People going to look at you crazy. But I know what's up, girl. You're an addict. That's just my thoughts. I'm going to stick to that. We move on to Jen and Riche. Okay. Jen and Riche meet up and he basically tells her like, listen, I need you to meet some of my friends' wives so you can spend a day with them and see exactly what you will be doing if you become my wife residing out here in India. Here's my thing with this whole ordeal. They did not have a conversation about where they would be residing and what life would entail after engagement, right? After marriage. You've been engaged to this man for 2 years and y'all never had that conversation at all, Jen? Okay. That's a problem for me. That's a problem that y'all never had that conversation. Anyway, she goes down to go and meet his wife friends. Super kind. They're super welcoming. I do love that Jen is, very respectful of their culture. She's doing exactly what the ladies tell her to do. She's respecting them. She's willing to take a look at everything and learn as what is being shown to her and presented to her. And I love that. I love that we can all just go and love each other's cultures. Now, here's my thing. Learning of someone's culture doesn't mean that you necessarily agree with what's being done, right? But we're not being disrespectful either, right? So she finds out that, one of the women is like, I get up 4 a.m. to go and get tea for the whole household. And she's like, 4 a.m. for the whole household? Like, does your man help? She's like, girl, no. Like, that's not a man's job. That's a woman's job. And Jen is taken back by that because she's just like, I bet not. No ma'am, no sirree. So then she finds out that, okay, if I live out here, I would be, serving all of his family, right? And she's just like, I did not get 2 masters to just come and be living like that. Well, this is the man you want to marry, girl. This is the man that you want to marry. Right? This is a conversation should have been had. But you didn't. So, there's that. So that's basically it of this episode. Let me know what you guys think. Like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me your thoughts on everything. Do you guys think that Kris is going through withdrawal? You can't tell me different. I'm sorry. You cannot tell me different. And do you guys also think that Jen should have had that conversation with Riche about their living arrangements after marriage, if it was to come to that? Okay, I will speak with you guys later.